What kind of school costs more than a Ferrari? We're talking tuition fees that hit $150K, $170,000 a year, and even more. These aren't your average prep schools. These are hyper-elite institutions where classrooms come with private chefs, students arrive in helicopters, and the hallways are filled with the next generation of billionaires, royals, and world leaders. In this video, we're taking a look at some of the most outrageously elite schools for the 0.01% on the planet. Starting from the least expensive of $111,850 a year and climbing all the way up to the top of the luxury ladder. First, we have St. George's International School. St. George's sits right above Lake Geneva in Montreux, with the kind of view most hotels would kill for. It was founded back in 1927 by Lorna Southwell, a British woman who wanted a school that mixed strong UK-style academics with the peace and space of the Swiss Alps. It started as a girls' school, but now it's fully co-ed and brings in students from over 60 countries. For $111,850 a year, students get a full international package with British IGCSEs and A-levels, or the IB. More than just exams, this school puts just as much weight on character, independence, and learning outside the classroom. The campus itself is a mix of classic and modern. One minute you're walking past old-world stone buildings. The next you're inside sleek science labs and creative art studios. It sits on the lake, so students get access to sailing, rowing, and everything that comes with waterfront living. And with the mountains nearby, skiing and hiking are a regular part of life too. St. George International School has a mix of global families, from diplomats to executives, and people who want their kids raised with perspective, not just pressure. Also, there's a big push for leadership and cultural awareness that by the time students leave, they're usually heading straight into schools like King's College London, NYU, or UBC with confidence. Next is the College Alpin Beau Soleil. Right in the village of Villers-sur-Alpin, high up in the Swiss Alps, Beau Soleil charges $117,980 a year, and from the moment you step on campus, it shows. It was founded in 1910 by Madame Bleuette Ferrier, who made sure the school always leaned toward the idea that education should stretch far beyond books and blackboards. With just around 300 students from over 50 countries, it stays intentionally small. Classes are taught in both French and English, and students work toward either the IB or the French baccalaureate. One thing the school is famous for is its obsession with adventure, and not in a casual field trip way. We're talking about real expeditions. Skiing is part of the weekly routine in winter, and weekends are packed with outdoor challenges most schools wouldn't dare include. The facilities match the price tag because there are spacious sports centers, creative studios, music rooms, and boarding houses that overlook the Alps. Also, leadership programs and hands-on service projects are part of the core curriculum, not optional extras. At the end, Beau Soleil grads leave connected. Alumni go on to places like Imperial College London, Columbia University, and Sciences Po. And thanks to the tight-knit student body, many of them stay close long after graduation. That's part of the draw here. Next up, Aiglon College. Aiglon College is one of those schools where the setting says it all. Sitting high in the Swiss Alps, in the same mountain village as Beau Soleil, Aiglon charges $132,000 a year. But it's not just the price that sets it apart. It was founded in 1949 by a British educator named John Corlett, who believed education should build the mind, body, and spirit all at once. That idea still runs deep because Aiglon follows the British curriculum, offering IGCSEs and the IB, but it's not a school where you sit in class all day and call it a day. Here, you're expected to hike, ski, camp out, and push through real physical challenges. The school has about 400 students, representing over 60 countries. It's selective and definitely not for students who want everything easy and familiar. There's a strong sense of structure here. Discipline, personal responsibility, and respect are taken seriously. The boarding houses are styled like Alpine chalets, and most days include some sort of outdoor component, even in the snow. A lot of the families that send their kids here are already deeply rooted in global business or diplomatic circles. These students walk away not just with top scores, but with grit, presence, and maturity beyond their age. And in the end, graduates end up at Oxford, NYU, McGill, and other top universities. But more importantly, they arrive there knowing how to lead, adapt, and handle life far beyond a classroom. Next is Institut Rosey. Rosey is the kind of place that gets called the School of Kings, and not as a nickname. That's what it actually is. With a price tag of about $134,000 a year, this is where old money sends its kids to learn how to stay on top. It was founded back in 1880 by Paul Emile Carnal, and it didn't take long before European royalty started enrolling. Over the years, it's had students like King Albert II of Belgium, the Shah of Iran, Prince Rainier of Monaco, and heirs to families like the Rothschilds and Rockefellers. Even Prince Charles spent time here. That kind of alumni list says a lot. Rosey splits the school year between two campuses. One is in Rolle, right by Lake Geneva, and the other is in Gstaad, one of the most luxurious ski resorts in Switzerland. During winter, students actually move to Gstaad, go to class in the morning, and hit the slopes after lunch. And this isn't a once-in-a-while thing, it's built into the routine. Classes are taught in both English and French, and students work toward either the IB or the French bac. Here, everyone's expected to speak at least 2 languages fluently. Some speak 3 or 4. Multilingualism is just normal here. Facilities are basically what you'd expect from a school that costs this much. There's a full concert hall, private sailing docks, Olympic-level sports arenas, horseback riding grounds, and of course, a private ski resort. Music, art, and culture are core parts of the school's DNA. Students also travel across Europe for exhibitions, performances, and cultural tours. Despite how lavish it all sounds, Rosey doesn't just take anyone. Admissions are competitive, and the interviews are intense. The school also makes sure no single nationality dominates the student body, keeping things truly global and balanced. And finally, at the top of the elite school chain is Institut dem Rosenberg, with tuition reaching a jaw-dropping $176,000 per year. Institut dem Rosenberg is probably one of the most low-key but elite schools on the planet. It's in St. Gallen, Switzerland, and for up to $176,000 a year, students are not just paying for academics, but for a completely curated lifestyle. The school has been around since 1889, and it's stayed privately owned all this time, which is really rare. There's no board, no education chain. It's run like a legacy, and everything about it is intentional. What makes it different is how much it leans into the future. Yes, students can choose between the British, American, Swiss, or German academic paths, but outside the classroom is where it gets serious. There's a full-blown innovation lab. Students here learn how to build businesses, design real products, pitch ideas, and get comfortable with AI, robotics, and sustainable tech. By the time they graduate, these students already operate like adults. They're confident, well-connected, and unusually prepared to step into leadership. For most people, they're out of reach. But for those inside, they're more than just education, they're access, legacy, and power. Which school stunned you the most? Drop it in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more jaw-dropping peeks into the lives of the ultra-wealthy.